What's up, guys? Matt McAdam here, your truck editor driving line, aka Desert Chief. This is another episode of Chasing Dust. It is a beautiful day here in the Southland, and today I'm going to be heading over to Huntington Beach to check out a truck that I know quite a bit about, but I've never actually driven, and I want to get a little bit of a closer look at this thing and really just see what it's all about and make sure it's everything that everyone claims it is to be, because so far I've heard a lot of great things about this vehicle, and I want to see it for myself. Now, the truck that I'm talking about is a 2020 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon. I'm very familiar with the JLs, having driven one for about 9,000 miles last year from Seattle to Fairbanks, Alaska, and then back down to SoCal. The JL is a great platform. I love Jeeps, especially what they're doing with their newer vehicles, really listening to their demographic and really listening to what the market wants. Jeep is doing an excellent job at innovating based on what their consumers' needs are versus what they think that their consumers' needs are. With that being said, the Gladiator is no different. It's the people have been asking for a Jeep truck for many years now, and they haven't made one since the Comanche, which is back in the 90s. So it's really great to see that they have a new truck out. And what's even better is that it's pretty affordable. It's comparable to a Tacoma TRD Pro, or a 4Runner, you know, the same price range as those vehicles, which is great because, you know, it's accessible to most people. So where I'm actually headed today is Huntington Beach Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram. And that's one of the premier dealerships here in SoCal and even the country, really. I mean, they go a long ways to make sure that their customers' needs are taken care of. And funny enough, I used to work at that dealership, so I have a lot of friends that are still there. So we're going to be meeting up with a buddy of mine named Gabe, and he works over that dealership right now. He's going to be showing us exactly what the new Gladiator is all about. So let's get over there and check this thing out. All right, so I arrived here at Huntington Beach Jeep, and I'm here with my buddy Gabe, who's right here.
What's going on?
So Gabe here is a service manager at HB Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram.
Yep.
And you wear many hats at this dealership, right?
Absolutely.
You do a lot of things around here.
Yep.
But one of the things that you, I'm assuming, probably like to do a lot more than anything else is modify the vehicles you guys have on site.
Right.
So, little backstory, Gabe and I actually first met back in another off-road shop where we were both sales guys, and that was our job, was to modify Jeeps mostly. And so that's kind of where we both come from, and it's really cool to be able to maintain a relationship with this guy and be able to come down and see all the awesome work he's doing down here at the dealership. So yeah. So right here we have a 2020 Gladiator Rubicon. Over here there's a Sport, and then another Sport over here,
Overland.
an Overland back there. So you guys have a lot of these things here.
Oh yeah.
And you guys,
this is just what we have in front of the dealership. We probably have about 120 of them.
no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys, I'm sure, sell a ton of them too, right?
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah.
hotcakes.
You guys are a volume dealer anyway. You guys sell a lot of vehicles. When I used to work here with you,
Yeah.
we sold a ton of vehicles here at the dealership.
Right.
But you guys don't just have local business. You guys get people from all kinds of
Flying
places.
from all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah.
We roughly, between our Jeep dealership, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram, we roughly sell about 1,000 vehicles plus a month.
That is a huge number of cars.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's no, surprise that these guys have quite the inventory of Gladiators here as well. What I really wanted to check out today was the Rubicon, because this is the top of the line model you can get from Jeep, and it's, like I was mentioning before, it's the first Jeep that they've introduced since the Comanche. So that's a lot of years of innovation, a lot of years of listening to their customers to
Absolutely.
really come out with a product that fits their needs more than what they think they need.
100%. And it comes with the right equipment with it too.
Yeah.
You know, Fox shocks right out of the gate on a Rubicon. I mean, it's a huge upgrade than the factory twin tube shocks that they previously had. And,
yeah.
They figured out a lot of stuff with it.
Yeah, and you know, Gabe, you know me, I'm a Toyota guy by heart, and when we first met, I was a Toyota guy, and I'm still a Toyota guy. But I'll be honest, man, I've driven a I mean, I'm not going to say the JL is the same as this vehicle because they're different, but I've driven a JL for about 9,000 miles last year, and of course I've driven many Toyotas, and I got to be honest, man, I like the Jeep a lot more than the new Toyotas.
They figured it out. It's definitely, the interior is more like a Grand Cherokee than anything else, but it still has that capability to go wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
And you know, having a truck bed behind it, load up your motorcycles, your bikes, kids stuff, whatever it is that you want to do, it just makes it that much better.
Yeah, and then actually having, you know, a solid front axle with front and rear lockers as opposed to just a rear locker. It's an electronic sway bar disconnect, like you were saying. And the Rubicon's got more ground clearance. It's got, you know, a tucked up fender, just a lot of really cool things. And then you have multiple engine and transmission options versus the Toyota 4Runner's only got one.
Yep.
The Tacoma's only got the one engine.
Right.
So there's really a lot of really cool things that you can option out on these Gladiators. But at the same time, if even a stock Rubicon isn't quite enough for what you want, you guys actually do a lot more than just sell a stock vehicle. You guys actually modify them.
You want to check one out?
Yeah. Let's take a look. This thing is sweet. Man, this thing is huge.
This is a Mopar kit on it. It's got the rock slide engineering, power side step sliders.
Oh, so they're making these now for these Gladiators?
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, I've always wondered how long it would take for them to come out with these. Is it locked?
Yeah.
It's locked. Whatever, it's fine. We can check it out. But basically, if you guys don't know about rock slide engineering steps, they are a dedicated rock crawler slider that when you open this door, the slider step actually comes out. But they actually do work as a rock slider, so you could bash it on a rock and have no problem. Pretty big lift on it. Savvy front bumper, Baja Designs LED lights. It's got some Method wheels on there. I gotta be honest, I really want one now. And you know what I love most about the Gladiators, even with the full hardtop like this, there's no truck out there that you can get where you can take the doors and window and the doors and the top off of it and have a full open concept vehicle.
You can have the front doors or the front tops off, and then you can actually opt to take everything off. You could have just the back off, leave the top fronts on. It gives you a whole bunch of different options.
And that really makes this thing unique because there's no other truck out there that does that. So
absolutely. You
can buy your Tacoma or your Colorado or your Ranger, but none of them can do that. So
you can with the Sawzall.
You can do a lot with the Sawzall.
Yes, you can.
So you guys have a whole performance division here now? I mean, this is crazy. You guys, I haven't been here in a while. Full disclosure, I haven't been here in about 2 years, but it's already looks completely different from the last time I was here. This is really awesome.
Yeah, so we have adventure off-road performance. We basically modify all the different vehicles for our dealership as well as other dealerships. Additionally, we have a team of dedicated employees specifically for that. So we have our own performance division to modify vehicles as well as to sell products, ship them out, whatever it is that we need to do.
So basically you're saying they're not just parts guys. These guys are off-road people who know what they're looking at. They know what they're talking about.
Absolutely.
They can make recommendations based on your needs. So another cool aspect of this, and as far as I remember, is you can actually buy a factory vehicle from Jeep and then purchase these modifications and all the labor under your
and work it into the financing.
Your financing, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Man, how much easier can it get for you to have a fully built Gladiator or a Jeep Wrangler or whatever you want, or even a Ram truck?
Right. Additionally, what we do is we actually offer twice a month where we can actually take you out in your brand new Gladiator, your brand new JL that you just purchased. We'll take you out and teach you how to use it. So we offer free trail runs, and we provide lunch on these trail runs as well. And our guys will get out and basically show you how to use it and go have fun. And we have anywhere from beginning to intermediate to advanced runs.
That's awesome.
All over.
And you guys will spot people through stuff and
100%. Yeah, we have trail leaders on the runs. We have, generally speaking, we have techs that come out as well. So if you do have a failure, spare tire, and we'll make it a training or a learning experience, and we'll take everybody out there and we'll teach everybody how to do something.
So that's really unique to these guys here is they're the full package. I mean, from the guy who's on his 20th Jeep, who wants to come and buy something and talk to someone who knows what they're really talking about, to the person who's literally never been off-roading in their life can purchase a vehicle, have it modified, have it built, and then go out there with them and actually learn how to use it in the environment in which it's built to be used.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Yep. Yeah, so I see a bunch of cool KMC wheels you guys got up on the walls. This place looks excellent, man. I mean, besides the fact that you guys are doing all this, it looks really cool in here now.
And we actually just like officially opened this dealership, you know, with everything probably I'd say a couple months ago. So we're still working on getting a lot more product in here and laying it out how it's going to work and function for us.
That's awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing more and more, but this hallway is really cool too. All these trails.
This is the life of Jeep. So you started at the wrong end.
Oh yeah, you start down there with the Willys.
Start down there and then you work your way this way, but you get to see a lot of cool stuff through here. And this is actually one of the owner's personal collections of photos and signs that were actually scanned in.
Oh wow.
And implemented into this
mural,
wall
I guess,
here,
right? Yeah. Very
so a lot
cool.
of these are the actual original documents that came out and that were just in his garage or in his shop or whatever you want to call it, that we actually were able to get onto this mural.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
It's these little touches like this that really speak to the hardcore Jeep guy.
Old FC.
Yeah, FC. I just saw a crew cab FC actually.
Oh really?
I was up in Tacoma, Washington. There is a blue one up there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really cool vehicles.
Fun fact though, a lot of people don't know this, but the Purple Heart was awarded to the soldiers. Well, the Jeep also won a Purple Heart as well in World War II. So it's kind of cool.
It was definitely injured during World War II.
Yeah. Just seeing some of the testing and all that they went through back in the day.
This is great history, man. This is amazing. Whose idea was this? They should get a raise. Really awesome. Well, I have been back and forth. I'll be honest, Gabe. I've wanted to buy a Gladiator for about 4 months now.
Yeah.
But having paid cash for my vehicles for the last 4 years,
it's hard to take.
It's really hard to take on another payment like that.
I get it.
So, but you know what? You guys aren't making it easy on me because, I mean, it's pretty much everything I need as far as the towing capacity goes. I can tow my Toyota anywhere I want with it. It goes anywhere you want it to go.
Right.
So I've really been putting this off for a long time, but I haven't test drove one yet.
All right. Well,
Do you think you can help me out with that?
Oh, I think it's that time.
Okay, I may be spending a few more hours at this dealership than I wanted to, and probably a lot more money than I wanted to as well. But I'm gonna take that risk. Let's go drive that thing.
Sounds good.
Cool. So, okay, this is a dangerous thing. You're handing me keys right now. Okay, let's check this thing out.
No wheelies, man.
No wheelies. Oh wow, it's even got the tan leather interior.
Hey, I only get the finest for you.
I'm so spoiled, man. All right. Oh, this already feels awesome. You're up high, you have a commanding view. Maybe it's because I've been driving a Crown Victoria for the last 3-4 months now. So first impressions, mostly looks like a Rubicon JL inside. But behind you is the difference because you don't have that big trunk back there, you just got a truck bed.
Yep.
Sweet. Cool. Well, let's see how she does. Where are we going?
Oh, this thing right. Go down Beach Boulevard.
Beach Boulevard. Aren't we glad that we live here in Orange County?
We are.
So nice. So I can already feel a difference turning with the wheelbase. A little bit longer, so it doesn't turn quite as abruptly as like a Wrangler does.
Yep.
But it feels very much akin to like a Tacoma or a 4Runner per se.
Yeah.
But it drives really nice.
Super smooth, and this has the mud terrain tires on it.
Yeah, you barely feel them.
Right.
If you had to choose between a Grand Cherokee SRT8 or a Trackhawk and say a Red Eye Hellcat, what would you choose?
Oh man,
Being the new family man that you are.
I would probably have to get a Grand Cherokee Trackhawk.
Yeah.
Because what other SUV can blow the doors off of pretty much any other sedan you pull up next to?
I'd have to agree with you, brother. Because if you come up to a Red Eye Hellcat, they already like scream fast performance. Right. But you pull up next to a Grand Cherokee and the last thing you're thinking about is that thing blowing the doors off of you as it goes by, and it makes this ridiculously loud roar as it goes past you.
Plus, it's all-wheel drive.
Yeah. So we're like squeezing between a curb and a car. This thing is still very nimble and narrow. It's not like a full-size truck or anything. I gotta remember to do the Jeep Wave when I drive these things. I always forget. I see people just go by and they go, hey! Yeah. And I'm just like, what the hell are you waving? Oh, right, the Jeep Wave.
Yeah. They make those hands you could just stick onto the side of the window.
Oh, that's just like the lazy Jeepers Jeep Wave?
Yep.
I like this thing so much, man. Like, I can see myself towing my little 3,000-pound Toyota around with this thing.
Easily.
Yeah. So Gabe is taking us through one of their off-site lots here to show us the inventory of some of the Gladiators they have. This is, bear in mind, not everything they've got, but this is just one of the closer lots that we can take a look at. Oh yeah, that's no joke. All right, look at all of these. Every color and flavor you want.
Pretty much.
That's awesome, man. This is crazy. You guys have a ton of these things here.
Yeah.
So while we're making our way down around town, I wanted to chat a little bit about the specs of this truck for some of our viewers. The Gladiator's got the Pentastar 3.6 liter V6, which is currently in the same motor as in the Wrangler. And it's an updated version of what was in the JK for you guys who are familiar with that Pentastar.
Correct.
I think it makes like, what, 260 horsepower or something like that?
I think it's almost 300. I have to look it up.
It's close to 300, but it's more comparable to like the newer Toyotas, but it has more torque, I believe.
Yep.
And it has
410 gear issue.
410 for the Rubicon, yeah. And it definitely has a better towing capacity. So the Gladiator has a maximum towing capacity. I believe it's on the sport model though, right?
Yeah.
It's the 7650, I think, is how much you can tow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like insane because the Tacoma could always only do about 6,500 or so, maybe a little bit more, give or take. So it's pretty amazing that Jeep is able to get that much towing capacity out of a V6 truck with a short wheelbase like this. So.
They use a lot of the Ram 1500 parts.
Yeah,
they just moved around a couple of the Ram 1500 parts.
That's a good point. The
JL.
front suspension's pretty similar to a JL. Right? It's got the Dana 44 front axle. The rear suspension is totally different from a JL or a Wrangler. Whereas you guys are using a coil spring and shock, I believe, that like the same style as a Ram. Is that kind of how it is?
Control arms.
Okay.
Control arms are basically, lack of a better way of putting it, is a redesigned Ram 1500 control arm. Same as what they would call a panhard bar in Toyota terms, or a rear track bar in Jeep terms.
Yeah.
Is essentially the same as the Ram 1500s, and as well as the springs. Just rated a little bit differently.
Got it, for the
less
weight.
payload. Yeah.
But more or less, it has dedicated truck rear suspension versus
essentially,
having an SUV rear suspension that you would have in a Wrangler.
100% accurate.
Yeah. So for anyone who's wondering, you know, they didn't just slap a bed on the back of a Jeep Wrangler. This is like a totally redesigned, re-engineered frame that is built for, you know, using it like a truck. Still has some get up, man. And I'm here with Dan Fresh from Adventure Off-Road Performance. Dan, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool JL you got behind you here. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Absolutely. You want to walk over?
Sure, yeah, let's take a look.
Anyhow, obviously you see the big Fox logo on the thing, so it's obviously going to have some Fox shocks on it. I've got the new 3.0 internal bypass shocks on it with recirculation valves. It's got coolered reservoirs on there, so it keeps them nice and cool. I've been out overlanding with the thing for many, many hours down in Mexico, and it just works amazing.
Yeah.
We've got rock slide engineering steps on it. Kind of makes it easy for us old folks to get in and out of the vehicle.
Yep.
My wife doesn't hate them either, so it's pretty nice. Yeah, it's a good Jeep. It's been working good for us. Very happy with it.
You have the Fox stabilizer on there too on the front?
Yeah, we got the ATS one with the adjuster on it.
Yep.
And don't have to clamp it down all that much. It really rides good.
Yeah.
The internal bypass shocks have really changed how these things drive. We can, set them up soft enough with the adjusters where you're driving down the highway, you don't really feel a whole bunch of the chatter. But when you get it off-road, it really sucks up the big hits. So
yeah,
real happy with it.
So Gabe was mentioning you guys are continuing the taking your customers out off-road and kind of showing them how to use their new vehicles and really using them to the potential of which they're built for. So can you elaborate a little bit about what you guys do?
Yeah, so before we were doing 1 run a month a while back ago, then we started doing 2. Now we're doing 4 runs a month. That way we can kind of hit everybody. We do 2 beginner runs, 1 intermediate, and 1 advanced run every month. People come out, we can really show them how to use their vehicle, show them some unique trails, give them a little bit of knowledge, introduce them to some great people we've met out on the trail as well, and we'll feed them. Who doesn't like going out for a free lunch? So yeah, it's a great way to go out, get used to your vehicle, do some great trails and wheeling. Yeah, we've had a great success with having our runs out there with our company name obviously attached to it, so they realize not only are you going to get your vehicle built at just like an off-road shop, being part of a dealership sure doesn't hurt. Right. So we can do the right things to make sure that you don't run into problems with your warranty and things like that. Yeah, it's been huge success for our company.
Yeah, that's a very big factor for a lot of people, I think, or especially the newer off-roaders who are worried about modifying their vehicles and what that does to their warranty. But if you're getting it done here at a dealership, there's no guesswork with it. Everything is done correctly.
Absolutely. So yeah, what we do is actually we separate the two out. So if we have to do warranty work on a lift, something with a wheel, something with shocks, that's all covered under Adventure Off-Road's warranty. But the way that we do it, we can actually keep your factory warranty in place as well, so that we can still keep your drivetrain protected. Yeah. And we use a lot of Mopar kits here. We've had great luck with their stuff. They work directly with Fox as well. Good ride quality, great off-road. We took a group of people through the Rubicon Trail last year with JLs, with Mopar kits, and absolutely no failures. Worked really well.
That's awesome. We look forward to seeing you out there. Thanks for spending some time with us today, Dan.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Yep, have a good one.
You too.
Thanks. All right, well, that pretty much wraps up for our test drive. Dude, Gabe, I want to thank you so much for taking me out today and showing me this vehicle.
Anytime.
Super awesome. I definitely want to make it a point to you guys that if you are looking for a new vehicle, if you're looking for a new Jeep, come see these guys over here at HB Jeep, Huntington Beach. They really know what they're talking about. They've been doing this for many years. You guys have been in business for like decades.
60 plus years.
Yeah, ridiculous amount of time. I mean, since the Jeep has been around pretty much. So you have a lot of knowledge in one place to buy a new vehicle. And then on top of all that, you also have a performance division attached to this dealership called Adventure Off-Road Performance. And it's being head up by a guy named Dan Fresh. He knows how to tailor that vehicle to your specific needs. And on top of that, all of that, after you build your vehicle, you can work it into the financing. They'll even take you out there off-road and show you exactly how to use your vehicle. So this is your one-stop shop. Come down here to HB Jeep, see my friends over here. I got one more last question for you, Gabe. Yeah. Where's the financing department?
Right this way.
Until next time, guys, this is Chasing Dust, Matt McAdam, your truck editor, Driving Line. Peace out.
Right this way, man.
Oh no. I'm just gonna take a seat here and
they will need your driver's license information as well as your current proof of insurance.
Nope, I'm out of here. I can't do it. It's 6 years of payments I can't afford.